Have you ever wondered why so many people dream of changing their lives, yet only a few truly do? Have you ever waited for that perfect day to begin, only to realize that day never actually comes? And what if I told you that the secret to success doesn't lie in giant leaps, but in the small steps you take every single day? Would you believe it? Everyone longs for success. Everyone wants a better, fuller, more meaningful life. But here's the irony. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they believe that great results only come from great actions. They keep waiting for clear skies, for the perfect plan, for the right moment. And while they wait, their dreams slowly fade away, like a candle burning out in the night wind. But what if I told you that success isn't a sprint? That it's a long, steady journey built step by step, day by day? What if just a 1% improvement each day could completely transform your life? The story of a boy named Lucas will show you how. Lucas wasn't a genius. He was an ordinary student. Average grades, average at sports, average in almost everything. Every time he looked around, he felt like a faint shadow in a crowd of brighter lights. His friends studied better, spoke more confidently, and seemed to know exactly where they were headed in life. Lucas tried many times to improve himself. He forced himself to study all night, only to give up after a week. He joined the gym, but quit after 10 days. He tried waking up early, but lasted only 3 mornings. And every time he failed, he whispered to himself, "Maybe I'm just not good enough." Slowly, his belief in himself faded. He began to accept that he was meant to stay average. Then one afternoon, as the golden light of sunset stretched across the brick courtyard, Lucas noticed his grandfather quietly polishing an old wooden chair. Curious, he asked, "Grandpa, why do you spend so much time polishing that old chair? It'll never look new again." His grandfather smiled gently, his eyes still focused on the chair. "Do you see these tiny strokes of polish?" he said. "They may look small, but each one adds a bit of shine. Keep at it patiently, and soon this chair will glow again." Lucas stood silent, watching the soft light glint off the wood, and in that simple moment, something began to stir within him. Lucas stood there in silence, not fully understanding. His grandfather placed a wrinkled hand gently on his shoulder and said, "Life works the same way, my boy. You don't have to change everything in a single day. Just add a little shine, one stroke at a time, every day. That's how real transformation happens." Those words echoed in Lucas's mind like a faint light flickering in a dark room. Something shifted inside him. He decided to try what his grandfather called the 1% rule, to become just a little better each day. Instead of studying for 3 exhausting hours, he began with just 15 minutes and added 5 more minutes each day. Instead of forcing himself to run 5 kilometers, he started with 5 push-ups, then added 1 more each day. Instead of hoping to speak fluent English in a month, he learned just 5 new words each morning. At first, nothing seemed to change. No one noticed any difference. Even Lucas himself felt like he was going nowhere. But as days turned into weeks, those tiny efforts began to connect, quietly building momentum. After 30 days, 15 minutes of study became 2 full hours of deep focus. 5 push-ups became 50. His vocabulary grew by 150 new words. And most importantly, that lost light in his eyes began to return, brighter, steadier, alive again. Time went on. Lucas didn't become a genius overnight, but slowly he was changing. Day after day, bit by bit. His classmates began to notice. He spoke with more confidence. His body looked stronger, and there was something different in his gaze. A quiet fire that no amount of money could buy. Self-belief. Then one day, Lucas won first place in his school's debate competition. His teachers, surprised, asked, "How did you change so much?" Lucas simply smiled and said, "I didn't change in one day. I just tried to be 1% better every day. That is the quiet secret of success. It's not about dramatic leaps that make the world stop and stare. It's not about sudden breakthroughs that happen overnight. It's about small, consistent steps, repeated day after day, silently, patiently, and persistently. Becoming 1% better each day may sound trivial, even insignificant. But here lies the miracle. It compounds. Like drops of water filling an ocean, every small effort you make builds up into something powerful over time. Just 1% a day, and in a single year, you become 37 times better than you were before. That number might surprise you, but it's the undeniable truth of growth. Slow, steady, and unstoppable. Imagine this. If you read just 10 pages a day, by the end of the year, you'll have finished 12 to 15 books. If you save $1 a day, you won't just have an extra $365. You'll have built a habit of discipline and self-control, something most people never start because they're waiting to earn more first. And if you dedicate just a few minutes each day to improving your skills, in a few short months, you'll look back and realize you're no longer the same person you once were. Success isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. It's not the wild flame that burns brightly and dies quickly that changes the world. It's the steady candle that keeps glowing, even when the wind blows cold. Every small action, repeated day after day, creates unstoppable momentum. So if you ever feel stuck, if you feel ordinary, lost, or even behind others, remember the story of Lucas. Don't force yourself to change everything overnight. Pause for a moment, take a breath, and ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do today to be 1% better than yesterday? Sometimes the answer isn't about doing more. It's about doing consistently, not about pushing harder once, but about showing up again and again, long after the excitement fades. Because greatness isn't built in a single day. It's carved slowly, through each action, each habit, each morning you choose to rise instead of delay. Stroke by stroke, step by step, 1% at a time. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize those invisible steps you once thought didn't matter were the very steps that created the giant leap you always dreamed of. True success isn't magic. It's the result of thousands of tiny improvements, done with patience, persistence, and purpose. Your 1% today may seem small, but it's the foundation of your 100% tomorrow. If Lucas's story made you reflect on your own journey, don't let that spark fade away. Start today, even with the smallest action. Read one page, do one exercise, begin one simple habit, because that single 1% today could be the first step toward the life you've always dreamed of. Hit like if you felt inspired, share this video to spread the power of persistence, and subscribe to DOLA Tales, where every story helps you move forward, just 1% at a time, yet enough to change your future forever. Because the greatest journeys always begin with the smallest steps.